Welcome to this explainer. What if I told you there's a place where towering mountains literally seem to scrape the sky? A place where ancient civilizations have been crossing paths for millennia. We're talking about a land that some of the world's absolute greatest conquerors fought bitterly to control. But no one, and I mean no one, ever truly tamed it. Today, we're looking at Afghanistan. It's an incredible mix of breathtaking landscapes, rich traditions, and just unbelievable resilience.
Okay, let's dive into this central paradox. Why did the world's greatest conquerors fail here? I mean, you look at history, and some of the most powerful military forces on the planet marched into this region absolutely expecting a quick, easy victory, only to meet devastating historical defeats. To understand how a single geographic region could consistently break the momentum of massive empires, we kind of have to start with the baseline facts. Let's ground ourselves geographically. Afghanistan is home to around 43 million people, with languages like Dari, Persian, and Pashto echoing through its borders. They use the Afghan Afghani as currency. But you know, the most absolutely crucial fact to understand here? It's completely landlocked, right smack in the heart of Asia. And this specific spot on the map is exactly what made it a historical crossroads for countless cultures. Being landlocked right in the middle meant that to get anywhere else, expanding empires essentially had to go right through you. He was literally the ultimate bridge between East and West.
Which brings us to Section 1, the prize, the crossroads of wealth. Let's look at exactly why foreign powers were so obsessed with invading this region in the first place.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer historical value of Lapis Lazuli. It's this breathtakingly deep blue gemstone, and Afghanistan holds some of the world's richest and oldest deposits of it. And this wasn't just some pretty rock, right? This was a massive global commodity. We're talking about a treasure so incredibly valuable that Egyptian pharaohs, royal families, and ancient master craftsmen actively sought it out from halfway across the known world. This millennia-long history of gemstone mining made the region highly lucrative. It really caught the eye of early empires looking to, line their treasuries.
But the wealth buried in the ground, that was just a fraction of the story. Afghanistan sat directly at the center of the Silk Road. Picture this: massive caravans carrying silk from China, exotic spices from India, precious stones from Central Asia, all converging right here. It created this huge cultural and economic melting pot, where ideas, religions, languages, and inventions just spread like wildfire across continents. So you can see how this immense wealth and unparalleled strategic location made it a massive target. Basically, if you controlled Afghanistan, you controlled the flow of global wealth.
Moving on to Section 2, the fortress, the Hindu Kush shield. We've seen the incredible wealth that attracted empires. Now let's look at the formidable geography that aggressively repelled them.
And this brilliantly illustrates the brutal duality of the landscape. On one hand, you have this stunning geographic beauty. The famous Hindu Kush mountain range stretches across much of the country, giving us these dramatic, snow-capped peaks and deep valleys that look straight out of a fantasy movie. But then there's the military reality. For an invading army, the Hindu Kush instantly becomes an impassable natural defense system. I mean, these mountains literally neutralized massive, technologically advanced armies by freezing their supply lines and turning narrow valleys into deadly choke points. It was the ultimate natural protection for local independence against foreign military powers who were just entirely unprepared for such an unforgiving gauntlet.
But mountains alone don't defeat empires. That brings us to Section 3, the defenders, a resilient culture. History shows us over and over again that you cannot truly conquer a place if you can't break its communities. To actually survive out here requires a fiercely independent spirit, one that's deeply rooted in family traditions and world-renowned hospitality. This is a culture strongly bound together by shared experiences. We're talking gathering over Kabuli Pulao, which is this incredible, fragrant national dish of rice, sweet carrots, raisins, and tender meat, or sharing a really rich history of celebrated poetry. It's also a society of master craftsmen. People spend months, sometimes even years, weaving these intricate handmade carpets that are recognized globally for their quality. All of these traditions highlight a deeply connected community that doesn't just endure their isolated, rugged mountain home, they actively thrive in it. To truly grasp the endurance of this culture, we need to travel back to the 12th century. That's when the Minaret of Jam was built. It's this remarkable tower rising dramatically out of a really remote, rugged valley.
and it's widely considered one of the finest examples of Islamic architecture anywhere in the world, with incredibly beautiful brickwork and intricate designs. The fact that this elegant structure has survived the test of time, enduring harsh weather, massive earthquakes, and the rise and fall of countless foreign powers, it honestly serves as this powerful physical metaphor for the survival of the Afghan people themselves. It really is a story of decades, centuries even, of survival. Throughout history, dozens of diverse ethnic groups adapted to extreme deserts and towering peaks, forging a fiercely independent national identity along the way. They actually share this incredibly challenging mountainous home with some of the most resilient wildlife on Earth, like the mysterious and elusive snow leopard. This unique blending of ancient traditions and just intense adaptability created a community that absolutely refuses to be subjugated.
So the crucial point is coming up here in Section 4, the conclusion, the graveyard of empires. Let's bring all these geographical and cultural clues together to solve this historical mystery once and for all.
The Graveyard of Empires. It's a heavy, dramatic, historical nickname, right? But as we've explored today, it is incredibly accurate. This phrase perfectly captures what happens when major world powers completely underestimate both the terrain and the people. From ancient conquerors all the way up to modern global superpowers, so many have attempted to dominate Afghanistan to claim its strategic location. But time and time again, their ambitions ultimately went to die in the shadow of those mountains.
Let's summarize exactly why these seemingly invincible empires failed here. First off, the challenging geography. Those impenetrable Hindu Kush mountains made military logistics a complete and utter nightmare, totally neutralizing any technological advantages. Second, you have the deep-rooted local cultures, which provided a unified identity that was just impossible for foreign powers to erase. And third, these fiercely independent communities flatly refused to yield to foreign rule, fighting tirelessly to protect their homes. Together, the Hindu Kush mountains and the resilient local defenders repeatedly turned what conquerors expected to be quick, easy victories into agonizing, long-term strategic nightmares.
As we wrap up, I want to leave you with a provocative question to think about. Which do you believe was the greater obstacle for these invading empires? Was it the towering, unforgiving Hindu Kush mountains, or was it the unyielding spirit of the Afghan people? It is such a fascinating historical debate. If you enjoy this explainer and love grasping complex topics visually, please hit that like button and subscribe. Drop your answer to that question down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next explainer.